couple of things came to our mind from Uma's sharing, and one is you mentioned in two different connections that you had some experience, and you can think of any experience you've ever had or ever will have, and this applies to everything. So when you're not sure, when you don't know what happened, find out. This is very important. Find out how. You sit, you let your nerves and breathing calm down so that you feel very calm. Okay. Of course, if you have the whole stack of boomies open, very helpful. But doesn't necessarily have to be. I did this for many things, many different types of things, finding out things in meditation long before the opening of my first boomy, including study of, for example, energetic study of boomy chakras, the boomy pillars, different pure lands and realms related to boomy chakras. I did a lot of that even before opening my first boomy. But what Sivakami, my guru, emphasized was to have a clear mind and very calm mind, so that my own subconscious stuff and associations and wishes and fantasies wouldn't interfere. Okay? So that's the thing. Many times we wish for something flashy, something wonderful and fantastic to happen. I've had that a lot. So I've had to and have learned to keep that in check, and being aware of that trait, that samskara in me. It hasn't been that big of a problem, but you probably understand that there is when we perhaps it's because there is a goal to attain, we start wishing that for that goal to come about, and maybe some other things on the side, like a good sauce and some extra stuff you have on your plate when you eat in a fancy and expensive restaurant. We want something in the side, something tasty in the side. So that's how the wishes and fantasies get, how do you say, get lure come in. But yeah, we have to keep all of that, all of those things in check, not letting them interfere, and also not let interfere that I can't do this. I can't meditate, or I'm not good enough meditator, and therefore I can't do any of this study that Baba is talking about, or some other teachers, gurus are talking about. So that also, no, don't let that stuff interfere. The thing is that anybody can do this. Why? Because you have mind, and that mind is made of energy. Because you are hearing me, you are not an exception. Anyone who will ever watch this video, if I publish this, no one is an exception. And that's why you can't give excuses. But, like I said, you need to be, in simple terms, you need to be in a state of meditation. If you are in a chaotic state of mind, monkey is jumping from one thought to the next, and it's hectic and it's chaotic, and there's negativity, and there's dreams and fantasies and superstitions, then won't work. But when you have all that checked, and you're resting in your nature of mind, which is ideal, and you will be resting in the nature of mind if the stack of boomies is open at least. If it is perfected, or if you have half of them perfected, then you're how do you say, more than well prepared to do yogic meditative study. But at least have calm mind, calm and clear mind. And this can be achieved through simple relaxation. But it needs to be thorough. So when you don't know what, you're not sure, or you don't know what was that, you need to find out. You need to. Don't ask me what did happen in my experience. Don't ask me. Don't ask others. Ask yourself. That's a big. I'm happy to hear if you have found out something, and you went into meditation and gave yourself certainty. I'm happy to hear of all that stuff, but anybody, don't come to me and say that I had this and that happen and there was maybe this and that also, so what was that? No, don't come to me. This is not how yogis should do. So you need to verify yourself. So when you are, let's take an imaginary scenario. 2 days ago in meditation you felt something or saw something. Could be any kind of experience, and you're not sure or don't know what it was. So do this. Sit down, spend however long you need to fulfill that requirement. At least have clear and calm mind. And then you're sitting there, and 2 days ago, or maybe 2 years ago, you had the experience that you still don't understand. So here's how you find out. Remember that experience, recall it from your memory. Your subconscious mind, in simple terms, your body will remember it. If it was something significant, you will easily remember it. Even insignificant stuff, our subconscious remembers. It's excellent in remembering stuff. So no problem there. And this also applies to what I said the other day, that we remember also bad stuff, negative stuff, traumatic stuff. This is very good for practitioners because we can use that perfect memory of subconscious mind, recall bad moments when something happened to us, and then be able to use that memory, that data, that energetic, mental, emotional data for practice and for healing and liberation. But if you're just sitting here and, okay, I'm feeling my body, but I'm not remembering anything. I'm just not remembering anything. Baba told me to do this, but I'm not getting anywhere. That's because you're just sitting there, not trying to work on it. Many times I've had students say this, that, well, you've been talking, it's easy for you because you've been meditating for so many tens of thousands of hours, so to you it's so easy to find out stuff. No, I started just like you. I started just like you. But here's the thing, don't just sit there when you want to find out something. Don't just sit there. It is perfectly fine to just sit there and do nothing else except be effortlessly aware if you're practicing non-meditation. But in non-meditation we are not interested about accessing pure lands or meeting Guru Padmasambhava or Yesama or other gurus, or perhaps helping deceased relatives or whatever. So non-meditation is not for that. So you won't learn this if you just focus on non-meditation, Ati Yoga, right? So you have to do something else. Maybe a little thing that will help you to understand, something that will help you to understand meditative study is that we were just talking about big beautiful temples in Thailand, or there are countless other pilgrimage sites around the world. My favorite pilgrimage site is Mount Kailash in Tibet, which is this huge, beautiful mountain that is completely loaded with pure energy, and it is very powerful. So let's use that as an example. You want to feel the energy of Mount Kailash. How? Let's do this together now. I haven't visited Mount Kailash in several years, maybe in a decade, through meditation, but now we will do this just for exercise. So you can easily find photographs of Kailash, K-I-A-L-A-S-H, Kailash, K-I-A-L-A-S-H. It is agreed by Hindus and Buddhists and Burn practitioners and some other sects that it is the holiest place in the whole world, Kailash. So you can easily find photographs that you can use for tuning in, or you can just use the mantra, the name as a mantra, as a tool for tuning in. And here we are, just like we tune in with gurus who are in non-physical worlds, pure lands. We're using the exact same mechanism here to tune into Mount Kailash, or it can be some other place, or it can be any other thing. It can be any other thing. But let's do this exercise with Kailash. So you're sitting there and your stuff is in check, and you have very positive feeling, and you have interest. You have yogic interest, which is very healthy. Yogic interest. You know, as yogis we can do this. Non-practitioners cannot do this because they don't have, their minds are busy and they don't have the skills and no instructions. But we can. And we should. This is something that yogis do. And I'm actually glad to have the opportunity to teach you this. So you're sitting, your mind in check, with sincere interest, sincerity. Sincerity and honesty, always very important. Attitude, essential. So good attitude. Not boastful, not arrogant, no pride, sincere interest. And then you can, I can describe to you two ways. You can think of the image of Kailash, meaning you can visualize, imagine it in your mind, and then be sensitive to feel the energy that is coming with the help of that imagined image. So from external to internal, external technique, using an image, and then through that image you start feeling an energy and you land with internal experience. Or you can do the same with the name of Kailash. Use Kailash as a mantra. So in your mind you chant, you invite the blessings of Kailash, and after a few moments you start feeling those blessings, and then you just let those blessings reach you. Third option is to connect through mere intention. Just instantly connect with it through mere intention, which means that you simply connect with it instantly and directly. But I'll leave that for you to think about for later. Oh, it's beautiful on Mount Kailash, isn't it? Beautiful energy. My old home. So when we tune in, there is energetic element as always. We can feel it, we can take the energy in, and it feels, of course, wonderful because it is the most significant pilgrimage site in the world, source of immense spiritual power, Shakti, and blessings. Let's spend a few more moments uh, tuned in and feeling the energy. So this is what my students already know how to do, to tune in You've done it countless times with deities and gurus, tuned in with the help of a word, mantra, or image, or mudra also. You know how to do this already. The second part of yogic study, meditative study, the first part is tuning in with whatever it is that you're studying, investigating. First, tune in. Second is make inquiries, make questions. Find out what it is that you want to find out. Well, we didn't really have any question or inquiry about Mount Kailash, but we can let's do this simple experiment. Not the photograph that we see through internet search, but through direct mental intuitive vision. May the image of Kailash be seen in our inner vision. May we feel the energy of Kailash like we already do, but also see Mount Kailash with our inner eye, inner vision. Don't put expectations. Don't say, I can't do this. Don't say, this is too difficult. Keep that stuff in check, like I said. If you have very strong you're visually very gifted, you might instantly see yourself there next to Mount Kailash or on top of it and have extensive visual experience. But at least it is no problem having flashes of images. So we're feeling, we're seeing, we're tuned in to feel and see how it really is there. And this is just a simple workshop we're doing, half an hour or so. But you can spend a day doing this, honing your skills, acquiring skills, tuning in, and then inquiring. Mount Kailash is the home of our lineages. So now I just said that Mount Kailash is the home of our both lineages, the Buddhist side and Hindu side. It is the original physical home of our lineages and I would say most other lineages. What does that mean? I just made a statement that we can use in this experiment of ours. What does it mean? Does Garab Dorje, Padmasambhava, Yeshema, do they have connection with Kailash? Does Agastya have? Babaji have? If they have, or let's do this with a single master at first. Let's think of Babaji. You're tuned in with Kailash. Ask yourself, is Babaji connected with Kailash? Feel, see, perceive. What does it mean when I ask, does Babaji have a connection with Kailash? What does it mean, connection? You will understand when you study like this. What does a connection mean? Karmic connection, energetic connection, historical connection? Take a look, feel, and the information will come to you. Karmic connection, energetic connection, based on present or historical connection, is something very important when it comes to Dharma and yoga, because karma is such a big factor. That there is karmic energetic connection between me and you, between myself and my gurus, between you and the Mahasiddha gurus. So now You're simply looking at Babaji's and Mount Kailash's connection. It's pretty intense charge, isn't it? I feel like singing and dancing around in the room, just singing, praising Babaji and Kailash. So, all these things we can do, there are no rules or no restrictions. When it is coming from sincerity, from a place of genuine love and genuine sincerity, nothing, no information will be hidden from us. No information is kept secret from us. We could go through, if this was something that we were interested about, we could go through and think about connection of Kailash and other close gurus of Amrita Mandala, the 9 that we practiced with yesterday, just as an example. Just as an example, we could do that. Of course, one thing that is always important is our own connection. For example, in this case, with Mount Kailash. As you're feeling tuned in with Mount Kailash, feel if you have connection, previous life connection. Feel how is the energy between you and Kailash, and ask how it's like and why it is like that. Why it is like that. The answer you will know intuitively, and you will know, just like you know that you have a bicycle or you have a car, or you have a toaster in your kitchen. Similarly, the thought will come to you intuitively. The information arrives to you intuitively. It might be that, well, no, I don't feel that strong connection with Kailash. Could be that. But if it comes with boom, with force, very clear sign, yes. It might be enough to have the answer yes. It might be enough for you, but you can dig into that. Okay, it seems like there is a previous life connection. I don't think any one of us has been in this life on Mount Kailash. Maybe some of you have, I don't know. But mostly people don't reach there because it's in Tibet, which belongs to China, makes it difficult to go. But then, if we feel that, okay, this is significant, just like with some Mahasiddha gurus, we feel that, okay, connection with this guru is significant and maybe less significant with some other guru. Past life signifies very clearly. But if you feel that, okay, this feels strong, significant with Mount Kailash, ask, when was the past life? How did it look like? Who was I then? Don't say, I can't do this. This is too mystical for me. Nonsense. We're talking about ourselves. We've had past lives, thousands and thousands and thousands of them. So just find out. This is yogic study. Let the images, let the memories of your past lives at Mount Kailash come to you. The records are in your mind. Remember, keep your mind in check, mind calm, mind clear. If you get tired, it is tiring to study things under a microscope and at the same time be, how do you say, completely vigilant, open and attentive. It is tiring. So if you get too tired, then you can stop that session and come back to it later. But remember that it is like making a study under a microscope. Your mind cannot interfere. Then you get sidetracked very fast. Like if you start dreaming of seeing a past life, is different than actually remembering past life. One thing that happens to lots of people who then go on to start their own teaching, maybe write books, maybe become famous influencers. One thing that happens uh, is that confusion that is created by when one's own mind and wishes and fantasizing is mixed with what is directly perceived. But that's the thing. It is yogic, proper meditative study only when it's authentic. When it's really clear. It's a different thing to have an authentic vision, an authentic experience, than to have dreams and be drowsy, isn't it? When it's authentic, there is no doubt. The image is clear, the sound is clear, the experience is completely clear. That's how you know that, okay, this is authentic. And that's of course also how you can recognize real practitioners by feeling, reading their energy. If Padmasambhava had murky or somehow dirty energy, you wouldn't have practiced all those countless sessions with him. You would have intuitively felt that, oh, something's off, I don't want to do this. But he doesn't, he has pure energy. So that's how we intuitively, automatically, naturally go towards to. All right, I think I have explained the basic idea of meditative study well enough, but to repeat two things. Tune in with the requirement of having at least very calm and clear mind, and after tuning in, make inquiries. And there is no limit what you can inquire. No limit, except the limits of perhaps getting tired. That's always a limit for practitioners that we should respect. We should know our limits. Then when we attain light body, purification of the two subtle bodies, then we don't have that limitation. But if we think again of the experience we had 2 days ago or 2 years ago, whatever experience, what we need to do is just to tune in and ask questions. Sometimes the answer comes very fast, and as you do this, you learn to understand how it all works. Sometimes if the response or the answer that formulates in your mind in the form of thought, if it's not that clear, then that answer being unclear can signify something. Maybe it's not time for you to know, maybe it's there's maybe your question is a bit off, your perspective is a bit off. So formulate the question or in a different way, or yeah, change your perspective a little bit. Amrita Uma shared her experience from yesterday when we did Guru Yoga with 9 gurus, one after the other. She said that she felt with certain gurus that certain body parts of her body were as if under a limelight of blessings. Okay, can happen. Ask why. Ask the guru. Don't ask Baba. Ask the guru. There is something that will take a new turn for our present session. So we have enjoyed just awesome, beautiful, beautiful spiritual power of Mount Kailash. That was long, the spiritual power is there for a reason. It didn't come about because there has been countless yoginis and yogis for long time practicing there. The place was consecrated. It was consecrated. Just like temples and homes, sacred objects can be consecrated, or people consecrated, empowered. So we've enjoyed Kailash, but someone who has very strong connection with Kailash is Agastya. 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 The big boss, the Grandmaster. Tune in with Agastya. In Agastya's energy, there is also the energy of Lopamudra. Yesterday I said that it's my basic recommendation that you are welcome to break. So this is not like a strict rule, but I would recommend ladies to practice with feminine masters such as Lopamudra, and men to practice with male masters such as Agastya. And I'm just saying that Lopamudra's energy is there together with Agastya because it is, because I feel that. So let's enjoy the blessings of the Grandmasters, Agastya and Lopamudra. Isn't it that the energy of Kailash, Agastya, and or Lopamudra is very similar to Kailash? Isn't that interesting? I already gave you the hint why. We may think that Amrita Mandala Sangha is small, which it is, very small, and that we don't have our own center, we don't have big things going on in our mission, but we have great connections, excellent connections with all these masters. And Mount Kailash, Agastya, is venerated in almost every temple, almost every single temple all over India, in tens of thousands of temples. That's how great, that's how well known, that's how impactful he is through history and present day. That's who we are practicing with. Someone who all Hindu priests, Brahmin priests know. Lopamudra, almost the same. Mount Kailash is known by countless people. Like I said, Mount Kailash is the most important location of pilgrimage by Hindus and Buddhists and Burn practitioners and so on. These are very important connections we have and we re-establish. Very important. Essence connections. Very easy, isn't it? To just surrender, to just let go, to have pure trust towards someone like Agastya or Lopamudra, isn't it very easy to connect and surrender to in that connection? So when we are working with great tantric masters, and not only tantric masters, these are masters who have, the term master means that they have mastered all there is to master in body and mind. All there is to master. And these are the, somebody like Padmasambhava or Agastya or Babaji and so on, they have had that status for a long time. So they have helped so many others to work on their impending mastery, and even have helped individuals to become masters on their own right. Isn't it special that we get to do this work, have these experiences, have these connections? There are many, many, many masters available, but if we think of the number of sentient beings, even human beings, the number of liberated, perfected masters isn't even nearly the same. What I'm saying is that it is rare to be able to know to do what we are doing. Very specific things are required and needed to come together for us to do what we are doing. I wish I could say that, anybody could do this in any Dharma center or any tantric yoga teaching place around the world, but it isn't, unfortunately, right. It isn't so. So cherish these connections that you have. Cherish them. Guard those connections. Don't let others disturb or interfere with the connections you have. And don't let yourself, your impulses, interfere with the connections you have. This is very important. Guard the connections, tantric connections you have, like you guard your own eyes. Even more. absolutely lovely. But there won't be much left of us for the rest of the day or for tomorrow if we keep going on like this. So please lie down. Stay with it, but lie down.